talking about here is like that. The beat that we had before was a 4/4 beat, and I said, well, you know, wouldn't it be kind of cool to also have a 6/8 beat? So Jason's going to explain how he does it 6/8 beat on this.
Oh, it's pretty easy. Basically, what I'm going to do is just grab a 6/8 beat.
If you use any signature, no matter what the beat is, as long as you know what the signature is, it's kind of like you can kind of play a bass line with it. No, not that. You can play along with whatever, if it's in like the 4/4 or 6/8, you have a bass part that you can play in that, you can play it, but it's just, if the style's weird, you're going to play it differently.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing that I was saying about playing to a click, is that if you're not, a lot of times it's playing to a click, to me, kind of sucks the life out of it. And I know that there are some guitarists that are good that can play to a click without any problem. And then there's me. Right. It's true. I mean, I remember reading something with with Gordon Lightfoot,
right, saying
that, I mean, this was just like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and he was saying in an interview that he'd never played to a click. You know, I mean, I'm not Gordon Lightfoot.
He's got like perfect timing.
Well, I don't know. You know, I mean, if you're playing with a band, it's easier to play to a drummer than it is to a click for some people. Like me. Okay. I pity the person who's going to edit this, Gretchen. There's really not a lot to say about this. The guy that's been using acid or doing all this kind of stuff forever is probably going to be like, you know, all of this stuff is like the most rudimentary stuff on earth, and a monkey can do it. You know, you have a lot of these guys that are like folk people, and they would think this is like the devil's tool, acid, and they would never use it. There's some people who are a little bit less, I don't know, stupid, and they might want to take advantage of the technology in the context of what they do. You know, you hear is that you have a 6/8 beat, but you can change the tempo of it. And you can move it around and get it to where you want it with your song.
Well, here's what you're going to do. Next to your tempo settings here, there's your time signature. So you can go to 6/8. I brought a beat that was played in 6/8, a loop, into this project. So
now, if you're going to try to be a little bit less rudimentary, you can also do stuff where you change signatures in the song, but that's probably a little bit trickier than I want to get into right now.
We don't want a real drummer right now at this point, but someday we might.
Yeah.
You might want a real drummer to come in and play this beat instead of using this pre-recorded loop, if you will.
What I do is I've recorded, I think, 5 albums. I play in a band that has always, for a significant portion of its existence, had a live drummer. Not always, but had a live drummer. And the thing is that there was never a recording with a live drummer. And part of the thing is because, to me, recording in live drums requires things that were always either unavailable or too expensive or too involved. A lot of mics, the space, etc. Like, you know, when you're recording stuff mostly in like small studios, small home studios and stuff, man, that makes recording drums a real colossal pain in the butt. So most of the drums on my earliest records aren't very good when they exist. And so, you know, this is kind of a new take on that.
Yeah.
And you know, but the thing is, we'll probably add live percussion to this. I mean, my idea is to probably do some sampling of like hitting things with drumsticks and then putting them into time. But that's down the road and will require expertise of somebody other than me.
One more thing that you need to know: I have your 2 different drum, your 4/4 beat, and then your 6/8 beat drum loop. These are just muting it. Okay, you can mute that. The one you're not using, mute it. This is your mute button. Okay? So you'll need to know that.
Okay, so wait, hold on a second. Show me the mute button again.
Okay, mute button right here.
Okay. So you want to mute the one you're not using.
Right, see that?
Well, it'll be pretty self-evident when you start playing. There's a 4/6/8 and a 4/4 drum beat playing at the same time.
Totally, but I just wanted to point that mute button out to you so you know where it is, because you may be looking at the screen when I'm not here going, where's that freaking thing that he tried to...